Yes, we are live. Good evening, Reds. Welcome to the Tactical Devils. Man United are through to the Europa League Final, 7-1 on aggregate, winning 4-1 against Athletic Bilbao. What a game. 2 goals from Mason Mount, Casemiro with a header, even Højlund scored. Can you imagine? The Danish calamity scored yet again. 2 goals in, 3 games. So who would have thought? But it was squeaky bum time in the beginning. They scored first. They were 1-0 up until halftime. And I think they had the momentum in the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half. We did a couple of changes, did 3 subs, Bruno a little deeper, Luke Shaw on the left. And I think from then, we owned that game and everything felt really good. And we won at the end 7-1 on aggregate. So me and Stu will break it down. I have a lot of footage. We have the tactical board. We will bring you some in-depth analysis and we will talk about Manchester United. So we will be back after the intro. So we will see you in a bit. And while you wait, smash the like, subscribe if you're new, and we will be back after this. Yes, we are live again. United won 7-1 on aggregate. I'm happy. I'm pleased with the game, even though I weren't happy with the first half. I think we lacked some urgency, a lot of misplaced passes. We couldn't string more than 2, maximum 3 passes together. Too sloppy, and I felt that the players were defending a lead and not playing the game of football. So first of all, and I just want to say hi to the arrivals. Neil Driscoll, always first. Big up the Driscoll. We have Volps here, Andrew Collins. We have Carlos. Who else is there? Rosh Mano, the legend, comes in and say, Amorim is a genius. On way home, get in, lads. And DJ Superfly is here. You're all right, all. And Johnny K is in the house, coming in and say, bad for 2/3 of the game, but a great ending. We combined being ridiculous to brilliant. But in the final, we roll on. Yes, big up Johnny K. And Nash is here. And Trevor Wade is back. Good to see you, Trevor. We missed you all on Monday. The banter weren't the same without you. And coming in with Evening Jarvis, Tiger Woods, Cocker, and Irish Stew. big up, Trevor. Yes, Stu Wally, I will let you talk because I'm firing like a automatic rifle at the moment. So can you please explain to me what happened in the game? Why didn't we play better football in the first half?
Yeah, look, big up to everyone in the Devilish Tacticos room. Good to see you, Trevor. It wasn't the same without you Monday. I got away with murder Monday night, Trev. Or was I going to murder somebody? Who knows? We'll leave that one open. Anyway, tonight, do you know what? I think your analogy was absolutely spot on. Johnny K's analogy was spot on. Great to see Volps in the house. And he's absolutely right. He's always been behind Mason Mount, one of the very, very few that stuck by Mason Mount. Credit where credit's due, and we're seeing something out of Mason Mount today. But the interesting thing about the game tonight was I was watching, probably like you and everyone else, perplexed about the first half and our performance and our snail's pace passing, our industry levels that were below sea level. It was very, very strange. And I would imagine that Amorim was thinking, what the is going on here? And I think you're right, Jarvis. I think Neil's right, Johnny K, etc. We were defending a lead, and we didn't need to defend a lead. And fair play to Bilbao. They came in as if the game was 0-0. and they went for it. They absolutely were sensational in periods. The speed of their play, their passing, their accuracy. We allowed their number 7, forgive me of his name, I can't quite remember it, to dictate the play. And they were better.
Yeah, the winger,
Yeah.
Dilo, I think.
Yeah, or something like that. They were better without the Williams brothers by far. They were better without the club skipper by far. They were better without the big centre-back by far. They're an all-rounded team that came and performed at Old Trafford. And then all of a sudden, they get the goal and they really came out. And I think they were hoping to score a second goal within the first 10 minutes of the second half to really then pile the pressure on. But Amorim just took a deep breath, allowed it to flow, and then made the changes. And the changes were absolutely critical to the way that we played. And we'll go into this in a bit more depth. But dropping Bruno back into an 8 position, freed up Casemiro a bit more, bringing on Mason Mount with the energy, bringing on Ahmad with the energy, Luke Shaw with, can't believe I'm going to say it, energy, and Harry Amos, who looked very, very comfortable when he came as well. So if you were to take the first half away, we've only really turned up for the last third of the match. But when we did turn up, we popped 4 goals away. So I think Amorim, when he gets the players back into the changing room, will be, brilliant, etc., etc. But you want to explain to me what the F went on in the first half and how we could turn it on and score 4 goals. And we almost were like Tyson Fury when he got put down a couple of years ago, in the boxing ring, and he gets back up and he just grapples his way through, and we kind of did that. So very good to see. Great to see Mason Mount score twice. His second goal for me, the instinctiveness on that one was brilliant. His first goal was phenomenal. It was a wonderful turn. And the disaster Højlund did everything in his power to miss his tapping. If you look at his position, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And a Casemiro stooping shoulder was a thing of beauty. Did see a couple of people saying that they felt that Onana should have kept their goal out. I'm not convinced. I thought it was a good effort. So, I think it's a bit harsh on Onana. But you know what? Ultimately, Jarvis, we've won the game. We've won the game by a very, very large score line. And we're in the final in 2 weeks' time. We've got it all to look forward to.
Yeah, we have all to look forward to. You are completely right. I see Jale comes in. He has also defended Mount forever and said he's perfect for Rúben if he starts playing like this in every game. And just maybe a number 7 has found the right player. The thing is, I think no one of us has ever doubted Mason Mount's abilities. It's about his injury record. That's the biggest problem. Now, I don't trust him, and for me, I have to be a little bit controversial, but I'm open to selling him this summer if someone wants him, because we can't keep going this way with injury-prone players. Same goes for Luke Shaw. He had a good game today, but we have to look for further ahead, and we can't have players out injured for half a season every season. So, but today he was brilliant, and that second goal especially, that was almost like Beckham-esque.
When it was his left foot. Now, when you and we'll show it, but if you look at the strike, he hit that with some beautiful backspin and swaz. It was a wonderful strike. Just like Mr. Bino, absolutely, aloe vera. I love aloe vera. It's one of my favourite drinks. Really refreshing, really good for you. But we got lots to go through, haven't we, pal? What was your take on the game?
That's our today's sponsor, aloe vera.
Aloe vera. And
I use like a moisturizing cream, like when you sunburned or something, when you have a bad tan.
Well, this is brilliant for your immunity. Aloe vera. It's just got little bits in there. It's absolutely beautiful. I drink it a couple of hours before I play a game, actually, on a Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah, because I find it gives me a little bit of energy, and I drink it a few hours after as well. Not too much, maybe a couple of swigs and that, but I love it. Absolutely love aloe vera. Comes in loads of flavors. There are other brands available. But if you do want to sponsor us, aloe vera, please do, because yeah, it's great.
Good one, Stu. Good one. Let's look a little bit on the facts from the game. So I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I should try to enhance it just a tiny bit. So here you see 4-1 on aggregate. Let's see the momentum of the game. So it was like a little bit back and forward in the beginning. Then I felt that they took over. They scored a goal against the momentum of the game, but the game weren't really open at this point. And we pushed a little bit right before halftime. But when we started the second half, I felt that we were hanging in the ropes and we were really struggling. I was worried because if they had scored a goal, then it would have been full panic mode for us. They kept the momentum, but they couldn't score. So about the 65th minute, I would say their coach he threw on a couple of more attackers, and Amorim responded really well. And from then, I think I felt that the game was ours. And what happened? I feel, as I said, I felt that dropping Bruno a little bit deeper helped us because we gained much more directness in our play. The partnership with Bruno and Casemiro was much better. Casemiro got the freedom to be the destroyer, the general, just roaming around the pitch without the ball. And every time Bruno lost the ball, Casemiro was right there and won it back. So I felt that they two together are a great duo playing in the pivot. And also bringing Luke Shaw on the pitch, I think it really helped because Masraoui was a little bit too deep for me, a little bit too defensive-minded during the game.
Right.
And Luke Shaw, he was bombing on with power, with pace, and he made a little bit more width. And you could also see then, because Mason Mount's movement is so brilliant, he got that extra yard of space.
There is
of
an air of
room, so he
frustration
could
in the role,
maneuver himself up the pitch.
Yeah, there is an air of frustration, isn't there, old friend? Because you made a great point about Luke Shaw, and I think it should be touched on about what he brought to the team when he came on, and again what Mason Mount brought to the team when he came on. And you just want to get hold of the pair of them and strangle them and say, "Why the fuck can't you stay fit?" Because when you are fit, you make a huge difference. Mount in particular fits the Amorim system wonderfully well, doesn't he? And you're right about Casemiro. Aggregate is very, very good at play breaking up, running around and chasing. But the Casemiro and Bruno dynamic, which then allows Mason Mount, or indeed, and I'm going to back you up on this, old friend, when you were talking about Eriksen, and Eriksen Casemiro dynamic is equally as good because you've got Casemiro being a general and you've got Eriksen with the guile. You see why Eriksen has that space to roam around in these. He's not particularly quick. But prior to that, Bruno was all over the place tonight. I think we'd all agree. He was all over the place. He was very erratic with the ball. He was trying to make things happen. It wasn't coming off. His frustration levels were growing. He lost the ball in areas of danger. We've not seen Bruno lose the ball for a long time. In our final third, being dispossessed, he looked weak at times. And then all of a sudden, as you quite rightly pointed out, Amorim makes those changes, and it's like the light bulb moment, isn't it? Bruno takes a relaxed
it is.
He takes a relaxing deep breath. He sees the pitch open up in front of him. He's got Shaw giving him space to the left. He's got Mount creating chaos and dragging players around him to allow Bruno to move into. And you've got Casemiro with his hands on his hips, surveying his kingdom, which is what he did when Aggregate goes off. Now, guys, I'm not having a go at Aggregate. I'm not digging Aggregate out. I can see potentially why Amorim went for it at the beginning. to maybe try and shore it up, but it just didn't work, did it? I think we'll all agree. So spot on, old friend, with your analogy with Bruno, Shaw and Mount. Spot on. One thing, by the way, big shout to Neil.
Stu, by the way, you're breaking a little bit up. Do you have anything going in the background on your computer? I feel like every 10 seconds you have like a 1 second lag.
You broke up there.
Okay, so maybe it's me.
Yeah, you broke up there a little bit.
Yeah, because I was just saying you're lagging a little bit, so maybe it's me.
If I've got a lag, can you let me know if I've got a lag or if Jarvis has got a lag, if he just wouldn't mind? But what I was going to say is big up to Neil Driscoll, because I was adamant, if you remember, that Bodo Glimt would beat Tottenham, and it didn't. They got beat. So big up to Neil Driscoll. Yeah. He did say that Tottenham would beat Bodo Glimt, and he was right. I didn't think they'd win there 2-0. Looks like I'm okay, my old mate.
Okay, so maybe it's me.
Neil saying we're both okay.
We both okay.
We're all right. We're all, we carry on. The show goes on. It's live. It's live YouTube. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
On live YouTube.
And all the channels are going live now at the moment. So I'm glad that you guys turned up, you guys and girls, and all the people.
And Trevor's back. Trevor's back, Jarvis. She's been lagging all his life. He's absolutely right.
I was a little worried. Where's Trev? It felt strange doing a stream without him. Yeah. He's part of the crew, the Tactical Devils crew. And we have Fred the Red coming in. Big up, Fred. Big up, Fred. Let's just start with the best goal. The Mason Mount goal, because I just want to take us back a little bit before we go deep into the analysis of the game. So Højlund was chasing a ball that came up. Who was it? I think it was Hariamas who played the ball through.
I believe it was Amas.
And we saw early on, even in the first half, their keeper, I would call him Kepa, but it's not Kepa. Something Abarzabal, something. I can't say his name.
Him in orange. In orange, I think.
Athletic Club goalkeeper came out, and Højlund was chasing the ball.
Yeah.
He had a bad clearance, and here you see there, I think it's a good interception. It's quick thinking from Mason Mount, but even here, it's a difficult. Even if the goalkeeper is far away from his goal line, it's difficult to score from this position. If you ever played football yourself and you stand on the halfway line, you know how far it is to the goal, and it feels like an eternity to reach the goal with that ball. But he takes it down brilliantly, controls it with his left peg. It's perfectly over the defender and in the goal. So, what do you reckon, Stu?
Look, that is a massively difficult task, because when you look, if you take it back to his body shape, when he originally collects the ball, stretch and his legs are wide open, so he's got to drag it across to his left foot. If he tries to control it and push it back onto his right foot, his favoured right foot, he's going to get collared and he's not going to get the shot off. If you look at what he does, and the way he sets himself, and the way he just flies through it, but puts a bit of backspin on it, that's what beats the defender. That's why the defender just can't quite get there. There's a little bit of backspin on the ball. So if you watch the flight of the ball, you'll see defender's okay, but he just can't get there. And it's that backspin that takes it. And the accuracy of it under pressure,
straight in the middle of the goal,
is absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, you've also got to remember, Jarvis, if you overcook it and that the ball bounces maybe halfway inside the 6-yard line and you get a wicked divot, it goes over the bar or it hits the bar. It really is. I know it sounds daft, but there's such a fine line. It's a great goal, Jarvis. Great goal.
It's a wonderful goal, and we have been waiting for some magic from Mason Mount, and I think we all have lost our faith in that guy. But I think this
Hey,
is
look,
a
I'm doing
great way
stuff.
to come back and show our fans that he actually is a decent footballer.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it, Jarvis. A few weeks ago, I
Yeah, me too,
stood
me
up a
too.
bit, weak-minded, etc., etc., etc. And
Mm.
it's made me open my eyes today. I want to see that again Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I agree. I just have to say, there's 408 people watching,
I know. I was just
377 people watching us on X,
come
and
on.
30 of you are watching us on Tactical Devils. So if you're watching on X, come over to YouTube to Tactical Devils, and people who are here on YouTube, remember to drop that like
Yes,
and
please.
subscribe
We
if you're
need those
new.
likes.
I have another angle of the Mason Mount goal, because I think we should just enjoy this goal. So you see here again, Højlund is chasing the ball. Kepa, as I want to call him, Mason
Yeah,
Mount receiving the ball, and he's also under pressure. The
big
time
pressure.
he has on the ball here is
Big
not
pressure.
much. Here you see it even better.
I didn't realise that he kind of went with his arm a little bit, didn't he? I didn't notice that on the flip
Try
side.
to,
Yeah,
yeah.
didn't notice it. But it's the backspin that puts the height on it. Because if it's a wonderful, wonderful goal. Lovely, lovely to see that. I didn't realise he'd gone with his hands. I couldn't see that the first time.
Could he maybe have tried Ahmad in this instance instead of shooting himself?
You what? Sorry. I did
Could he?
say
Could
to
he? Could he?
I said to Jake. I was on the I was on the phone to him when he was coming home briefly, just very, very
Mm,
quickly before we joined. I said, I can't believe Matt didn't look for Ahmad. Can't believe it.
yeah, we
Selfish
see
kid.
Ahmad here. It's an easy pass over
It's a
to the right.
it's a more difficult strike.
Mm,
It's a lot easier pass, but I'm glad he went for it, and I'm glad he got his goal. It's great to see. I mean, Naz is,
I agree.
Naz has got his viewpoints on this. Come on, guys, he does this just like Shaw. Don't take the bait from Mason Mount. He needs to go. There's going to be those opinions, and I accept those. They're very, very, very valid opinions.
It is. It is. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go 2 weeks forward now, Stu, and the final.
Yeah,
Talk a little bit about the final. We know we are up against Spurs. They won the game 2-0 against Bodø/Glimt. I'm not happy about that result, but I didn't see the game. I don't know what happened. All I know, I saw they scored on a set piece corner kick, their first goal, and then they scored a second right after. So, but in the Norwegian media now, and in, I would say, foreign media, there's been a lot of people in Bodø/Glimt, and all the players are doing interview after interview. So this is the game out of the usual, So they didn't get to concentrate and do their thing, and not being the underdog. I think Spurs took them really serious. So,
yeah,
and we all know that Spurs, even though they struggled this season, they are a Premier League team, and Bodø/Glimt is Bodø/Glimt. This small town up in the Arctic. So
yes.
nothing out of the usual that they won, but us up against Spurs. It's been our bogus team this season. We lost 3 times against them. How do you see this happen going against Spurs? Do you think you have a chance?
Well, first and foremost, Jarvis, you put it to bed. You forget Spurs in 2 weeks. You don't think about them. You concentrate on Sunday. You look at West Ham. You go to your analytics department tomorrow, and you want every conceivable detail of how they have gone from A to Z in the Europa League. All their games, how they won their games, how they lost some of their games, how they drew some of their games. When did they score? What minutes did they score? How did they score? All the difference. And you go and you analyze everything. And you take the snippets out of the game, and you then analyse that to what's happened in the Premier League. So you analyse every single Europa League game, you analyse every Premier League game, and you try and look at the differences on how they played Manchester United in the Premier League as to how they played all the opposition in the Europa League. And then you make a calculated assessment on how you feel Tottenham will approach it. Now, we know that Tottenham will approach it like a Premier League game. So this will be Amorim's, I think, could well be his Achilles heel, because he will, the way that we approach Premier League to the way that we approach Europe has been completely different. Okay, the way that we have played. We're not playing with any fluency whatsoever in the Premier League, no grit and no determination. We've played with a little bit of fluency, but a lot of grit and a lot of determination. Leon proved that 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay, our game last week in Bilbao proved that. Our game tonight has proven grit and the determination. So if we come and if we don't prepare for the final as a Premier League match, we'll come unstuck, in my limited opinion. And that's what worries me. So he's got to make that distinction again between Premier League and Europa League. I think we've all said it. We've all said it. The devilish tacticos have made huge reference about this before, that we play differently in the Europa League than we do in the Premier League. You've got to now prepare for a Premier League match. It's going to be a Premier League match. All it is, it's almost like the 39th game, Jarvis, that everybody talks about in Europe. You're playing the 39th game in Europe, and he must approach it that way. I think Spurs will be a lot happier playing us. I don't think they wanted to play Bilbao. Spurs will fancy their chances, but you know what? Finals are different. You know, cup finals. And, you know, the guys that play football within the chat and the girls that play football within the chat will know, Jarvis, you will know that finals are different, you know, and we've got to make sure that whatever we do, we are prepared for that final and don't sit back. We've got to go for it. You don't play yourself into a final, Jarvis. You can't afford to. It's 90 minutes. You've got to start straight away. As soon as that whistle goes, you've got to be at it. So I think it'll be an intriguing game, but it's going to be a Premier League game. And Amorim must distinguish between Europe and Premier League for me. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, you make a lot of sense, and you make good points. But for me, I think my biggest worry is about Spurs and how they instinctively play. They want to attack. They want to score goals. And you know, after losing, I don't know, 7, 18, 19 games this season, their goal difference isn't too bad. They have scored a lot of goals compared to us. And the thing is, I think we struggle against teams. It's better for us to play against teams like Lyon, like Athletic Bilbao, because they like to defend. And you know, we don't have to be as clinical because they won't score that many goals, and neither do we. Even though we scored 7 tonight, or in this 2 games against them, but I would say I think it will be different because they will go straight to our throats. They will try to score goals, and if they score first, I think we will struggle because that's just the way it is. Because they will hit us on the counter, they can punish us really well, and we know we can't take our chances. So I'm a little bit worried, I have to say, but it's the final, as you say. It's a different type of game. It's not the Premier League, but we have to approach it as a regular game. And the other thing I think it's
really interesting take, Paul.
Yeah, but then
I'm going to corroborate just briefly before you finish, because I think you're right. As always, I think you're right.
No,
I do. And I'm going to reference Garnacho's effort tonight. Garnacho's one-on-one when we were a goal behind. We could have gone in one apiece at half-time. We didn't.
Would have killed the game.
Correct. If you get that chance, and this is, I think, what you're talking about, and I agree with you. If you get that chance at Tottenham and the game's 0-0, you must score. You have to score. And I want to refer you back to 96. Pete, Alien Teller, you'll be able to give me the date, because I think it's 96. I could be wrong. But Manchester United getting battered away at Newcastle, St James's Park, we're getting absolutely battered. Phil Neville, we've had no chances. Phil Neville goes up the left wing, crosses a ball in. Cantona has one chance, and it nestles in the bottom corner. And we win that game 1-0. Pete, I know you'll know which game I'm talking about. If you could tell me the date, I might be wrong in 96. But that is what we may well need, Jarvis, and I wholeheartedly agree with you here, pal. When Garnacho's running through tonight, and if he's running through against Tottenham in 2 weeks' time and the game's finally paused, that has to go in. Because you know as well as I do, pal, they could go up the other end and Solanke could toe poke one in. Just like that. Like he did tonight. He popped in one with a header, didn't he, off a corner. And Bodo Glimt were on top at the time, I believe. So that's where I agree with you. Now, a lot of people might not want to hear what you've just said, old friend, but that's football knowledge. That's football, and I just wanted to make that point that you're fucking right.
Yeah,
thank you.
I appreciate it. You know, I'm not trying to be right. I'm just calling it as I see it. But I just want to mention another thing that we haven't said. But we have played 2 finals, 2 last season. So this will be our 3rd final in a row, and we have won both of them. So the pedigree is there. Spurs, they always bottle their finals if they even go to the final. They're more like a semi-final team, and I feel that we have the experience now in our squad. A lot of these players played the FA Cup final last season. They know how it is going up against a difficult team. And we also played the FA Cup final that we lost the year before against City. So we have gained a lot of experience going into these big games. Yeah. And I think that's a big advantage for us going into this game, because the hype will be massive. Even maybe even bigger than the Champions League final, because it's 2 English teams.
Oh, I think it's the biggest final since Tottenham-Liverpool.
Yeah,
in the Champions League a few years ago. It's the biggest final since then. I think it does eclipse the Champions League final. I absolutely agree with you. PSG are phenomenal, and I think Inter Milan. We all witnessed that superb tie, didn't we, between Inter Milan and Barcelona? And we're all thinking, we're just not at that level. We're all thinking that. Every single Man United fan's looking at it thinking, we're not at that level. But you're absolutely right. We're in 3 finals, consecutive finals. Now, Erik ten Hag guided us to 2. Amorim, he's got that final mentality because he's been there on numerous occasions, hasn't he? With Sporting.
I believe so.
Yes, and I believe he can get us over the line. Yeah, fuck Wenger. Absolutely, Wenger can go and do one, and all of that. So I like the fact. I like your way of thinking. But the players right now tonight have got to forget it. Mason Mount, go ahead and sleep on a feather pelt. You deserve it tonight. Go and enjoy it. But tomorrow, get yourself checked out by the physio. Make sure you're fit. Same with Luke Shaw. We want these players now for the final. We need a good performance on Sunday against West Ham, because although it doesn't matter where we finish, but you've now got to. And this is the other thing about football. You've now got to hit that momentum trail, Jarvis. For when we go out there, it's a Premier League match. Remember this, and that's how I think we've got to approach it, because Tottenham will be thinking, we can do this. They've beaten us twice this season, haven't they, Tottenham? I think I'm right.
No, I think 3 times in the cup.
Sorry, they've beaten us. They've beaten us 3 times this season. So for them, we have got to stand firm.
In a way, they are favourites because of that.
They will be favourites now, and I think the bookies will put Tottenham as favourites based up purely on that, guys. And there's a massive, and for me and Jarvis, this is massively humbling. There's a huge 867 people watching right now. And I don't know how many's on Twitter, but if you could come over to YouTube,
all of them are on Twitter. But we have the hardcore tacticals here.
We do. But if you could come over, some of you on Twitter, if you could come over to YouTube and press a like for us, it would help the algorithm and help me and Jarvis and our show and the Devilish Tacticos reach more pairs of eyes. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Stu, it will be a difficult game, but I'm torn. It will be a difficult game, and everything depends on this. If it's almost like Amorim will get a sack if he loses the game. It's almost like it.
Do you know what? I understand how you think.
I'm not saying he's getting the sack.
No, I know you're not. I know you've got.
It would only give him like a 10-15 games leeway when you go into next season before everybody will start mumbling about Ten Hag out, Amorim out. So it's so massive. It's a massive game. But Stu, let's go back.
We
gotta get on. Yeah. I know it's late. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys are working tomorrow, so we will try to keep it as short as possible. I won't sit here and ramble for 2.5 hours. And Trevor Wade, he actually agrees with what I'm thinking about Amorim there, Jarvis. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. And we have Rasmus coming in the house. Rasmus scored a goal tonight. Big up, Rasmus.
I take it Jarvis has transferred some cash into your bank, has he? Come on, bloody hell, Trev. Yes, that's it. How much? Come on, lay it out. How much?
No. I have a lot of footage.
Yes.
This is just from the first half and the first big chance. They had the first big chance, and they put us under pressure. You see here, they commit a lot of men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are a little bit too slow. We can't even be up in our press, and I felt we were playing on the back foot. They created this chance with a good shot, but it was over goal, and it was okay.
It's an abysmal miss, Jarvis.
And that was the beginning of the game, and I felt that we were struggling. And I don't want to overanalyze that segment, but it tells you a little bit about what happened in the game. And we all remember when we tried to play out from the back, and Onana had that howler. We just gave the ball away, and they also created a big chance. So they had a couple of chances in the beginning of the game. And I felt that we were struggling.
Just a very quick one. Yeah, just a very quick one on Matt Zari then. That was a very, very difficult header to judge the flight of the ball. That's why he didn't quite get the purchase he wanted on it. That's why he kind of dropped off his head. But fair play to the attacker. He took it well on his chest. Nice little layoff. Terrible miss. But you know what? I'm glad, because that could have changed the whole essence of the game.
But I just want to say, when it comes to the game plan of Amorim, I felt that he was imprinting into the heads of the players that they were defense is most important. Stop them at every cost, and especially this, I remember it caught my eye. We are up in attack. You see, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the last third, and trying to create something. But we lose the ball. It's a bad pass from Højlund. You can't find Casemiro here. We know Højlund, so I'm not going to go at him. But you see the striker here. But look at us. Look how we sprint back. How many players? Look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on the right side.
Yeah, and you know who's the key?
That's
key
the
to
commitment
that was
I would like to see.
Yeah, Casemiro. Do you see how quickly he got back? Watch.
But this
brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Do you notice how he didn't make a tackle to force him out? He didn't make a tackle for him, but his position forced the player wide. Very good. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Didn't need to make the tackle. He kind of pushed him right. But look at the defensive line that we've got there. And I think that's what you're talking about, isn't it, Jarvis? How quickly we got back into some kind of defensive shape. I agree.
The commitment of actually coming back into position. And I think Amorim has imprinted this into the players, especially in Europe, and how we actually defend. And I think this is a big part of it. We all remember, for example, under Ten Hag, a lot of players didn't even bother tracking back. Players like Sancho, players like Rashford. When we come to this, but this is the commitment we need to have to win anything in football. It's about sprinting home and sprinting into attack all the time.
Yeah.
Nick Mitris, big up.
Yeah, Nick, we'll come back to that.
No, just answer it. I will find the next clip.
Yeah, look, it's a really good question, that. Casemiro has made a tactical change. Yeah, he's gone back to, if you recall, season 1 of Casemiro at Manchester United. He took him a good 6 to 8 weeks to find his way. What you notice with Casemiro, he's playing more centrally. He's playing more centrally within the pitch, and he's using the circumference of the centre circle as his guide. That's where you'll see him operate mainly, so that he could go slightly to the left or slightly to the right to either stop, deter, or make tackles. But he's playing more centrally. And when he's got Bruno alongside him, he's got more real estate to work in. But he's making a little change. Before, when he was coming in and before he was dropped, he was all over the pitch and it wasn't working for him because he didn't have the legs to get back.
But he gets the more central role as a single pivot when he plays with Bruno, because Bruno likes to roam up and down. And Casemiro is just...
One sec. If I could just stop you there 1 sec. If you look where Garnacho and Bruno are, if you just leave them there, you see Garnacho and Bruno, leave them there. Casemiro operates in between those two. So we operate. Yes. So if you draw a line from Garnacho to Bruno, you can draw. Can you draw a line from Garnacho to Bruno?
Yeah.
Draw a line down there. That is his window. He doesn't deviate out of that segment of the pitch. Rarely, no. And that's exactly right. And the same when he goes across the halfway line, he's in that area as well. But he's centrally positioned all the time now. And that's the difference. Very subtle, but that's the difference. Sorry, Jarvis, I just wanted to make... That's what I was
agree. You break it down completely perfect. But when Bruno plays in the number 8, Bruno goes up and down and Casemiro goes sideways like this. And the distance between Bruno and Casemiro isn't too big. So every time Bruno is on the ball, Casemiro is close by. And when Bruno loses the ball, Casemiro is right there to win it back again. And that's what I like. 100%. I like the partnership. I love the partnership between them. And it's so important. I used to play this role myself, and I did actually the Casemiro role sometimes. So I know how it is. It's about the distance to the number 8, and you just have to be there and just try to read the game as good as you can and always be there right away. Try to win the ball back, and if you actually can do that, you operate like in a unit. It's so fulfilling, and it's so important for the team how you play, and that's just my take on it.
Interestingly enough, we may as well say it, but you know that kind of funnel, that tunnel area that Casemiro plays, he scored his header just on the line of that funnel.
Yeah,
that's where he scored his header on the line. Yeah, brilliant. Very intelligent.
And Mohamed Saki comes in as a Casa, is intelligent and central mid. Yeah, I agree.
Didn't have the young energy. That's correct, and that was the problem. And he's now energy. Its energy conservation is absolutely superb, and Bruno allows that. It gives him more energy. Aggregate doesn't, because Aggregate gets in. The best way to describe it, isn't it, Jarvis? Aggregate gets in Casemiro's way.
Yeah, I would say so.
Bruno stays out of his way.
Yeah, but also when Aggregate is on the ball, it's always like short passes, and it creates a lot of people around Casemiro. So there's actually no way out when Casemiro wins the ball, because he attracts a lot of people, Ugarte, sometimes, because it takes a little bit too long on the ball. I don't know if you noticed. So when Casemiro is there to actually save him, it's so hard because he's under pressure from every direction. This clip here, I will do a quick clip again, and it's all about how, I talked about chopping the ball and play inside to the central midfield,
Not about the
but we
Maguire
didn't. We
chop,
played from
are you?
one. No, no, well, not the Maguire chop this time. It was actually Masraoui who did the chop when we talked about it. I don't know, 1 month ago. But when we play from one wing back in the U and to the other wing back, that's not
Yeah.
how we want to play. Actually, I
Yes.
think we want to chop with one down centre back and play it against their momentum. But we didn't. We played it with their momentum, and we were caught a lot of the times. So if you see here, Dorgu to Lenny Yoro back to Onana, and you see if you see here, you see the direction their players are running. So they are
Yeah.
running in this direction, and this is their momentum. So when the ball goes to, for example, Lindelöf should open his body, so it looks like he's going to pass this way, and then chop it back and pass it inwards. This is what Amorim would like. We would like more ball-playing centre-backs. But it can't be done because the level of our players. And we play into
Yes.
their trap a lot of times. And you see here how the press comes. Here, for example, he could have chopped it back and played it into Casemiro, and we will have played through their first line of press. But we don't. We play it to the wide, to the wing back, and the trap is set, and we are caught. See here, we are caught, and there's nowhere out, and we just hoof the ball away and loses it. So we have a lot to work with, especially defensively when it comes to playing out from the back. And I talked about this many of times. I don't know, Stu, if you have anything to add.
Well, no, I totally agree with you, because the way that Lindelöf always positions himself, he's positioned to take the ball face instead of turning, and as you quite really say, either allowing the ball to run across you and then dealing with it, or chopping back into it and then pushing it into the middle of midfield to Casemiro or Garte. So your analysis there is absolutely right. With him facing toward the ball, he then has got two options, and it's either out to Lenny Yoro again. I'm just using him as an example, or it's into Onana, like happened a little bit earlier, and then Onana loops one into the air, and we lose, and we've got problems. The way that Amorim wants us to play, I don't particularly like. I don't. I'm not in favour of playing out from the back.
I know.
I don't like that. But to be able to do that, you've got to have the confidence. And their opening goal was a consequence of us dicking about at the back, Maguire under pressure, losing the ball, the goal.
So. And Trevor Wade comes in and say Lindelöf is a pity, poor fella. But the thing is, I'm not having a dig at Lindelöf, because it's not just Lindelöf. All our centre-backs do this. We don't have Martinez on the pitch. No one of them. Maybe Lenny Yoro can do this. Sometimes Masraoui does it. But drop the ball inwards. It's about body movement, how you angle your body, how you... because when you play ball, and it's quite... You know this too. When you play ball yourself all your life, it's quite counterintuitive, because if the defending player is coming at you from one direction, it's intuitive to take the ball and go away from them. But that's not the way to do it, because you go against their momentum, the way they're coming from. So you have to like relearn yourself to play the ball the way the defender is coming. And it's so counterintuitive, and it's difficult, but you see the best players do it all the time, because you use the momentum of the defender against them.
Yeah. So so what you're suggesting is, and I agree with you by this. So defenders 200 miles an hour at you, you've got to not to worry, bang bang. So you're in and gone like that, bang bang, and it's the speed and slowness of it. And what I mean by that is, you're using the attacker's speed, and you're being a little bit slower on the ball to enable you to move past him and in. So as soon as he comes in and he gets to a certain position, left, right, or right, left, depending on which way you are. Totally agree. Just want to answer this very, very quickly, if you don't mind, Joe.
I just want to say...
sorry.
Nick Mitris had a brilliant comment, and I remember Herrera always chopping direction. Yes, that's correct. He would have been brilliant in this Amorim system. And by the way, he was brilliant under Mourinho and Ole also. So
He was amazing.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Just a very quick one for Ed the Reds in UFC news. I 100% it was the first three, Ahmed, Shaw and Mount. As soon as Ahmed got the ball, if you remember, he attacked down the right-hand side, caused some problems, could have scored within the first, 2 minutes of coming on, something along those lines. Yep. So 100% it was the first three, 100%. Sorry, Jarvis, just wanted to.
No. That's you are doing brilliant, Stu. Let's go to the goal, the first goal, the Athletic Club Bilbao goal, and okay, it's a little bit laggy, but yeah, we will try our best. There was a long ball. Maguire were trying to clear it. So here you see, it's a duel. He's not first on the ball. It actually hits the back of the Athletic player. And it's a bad clearance, a bad pass from him, and the shot comes.
Yeah, he rushed it.
So I don't know what you think about this. How are we positioned? Because I think the thing was this pass from Maguire that made us lose.
Yeah, Maguire not winning that header was critical to this.
But he has control of the ball right here.
It's an aimless pass.
He could have just passed it to Onana. I don't know.
It's an aimless pass, though. Look. It's aimless. I know what he wants to do. He's trying to get it into Euro, but it's an aimless ball. There's not much more to say about that, to be honest, pal.
No. But it's not the first time we see Maguire a little bit stressed out when he comes into situations with like this, when he's not having.
He looked fed up tonight in the first half. Yeah, he looked fed up in the first half. He did.
And they tried to take a shot. First one is blocked by Lenny Euro, who was brilliant today, by the way. And some people talked about Onana's positioning, something that maybe should have saved it. So
I don't know.
I haven't studied it, so let's see.
I'm not a goalkeeper. Well, look at him. I mean, to me, it looks like he's high.
Yeah, he's in full stretch.
He's a full stretch, isn't he?
And his positioning from the moment the shot comes, it's not too bad.
It looks good. It looks all right to me. I mean, have we got any goalkeepers in the Devilish Tacticos chat? I don't know. I didn't think at the time he could have saved it, but it's almost postage stamp, isn't it? Postage stamp is, yeah, it is. It's postage stamp. So, I don't know. I'd agree with Joy Junkers. It's just a brilliant goal. I agree.
Can we say anything about the defensive play? They try to block this one. Casemiro commits, so he.
Do you know, Jarvis? When somebody takes a strike, when somebody takes a strike from 25 yards out. What can you do? You know, what can you do? The only thing I would say is he's had time to position it and place it. But
he had.
No, so I don't know. I'm not suggesting that Onana should have saved it. I'm not a goalkeeper, so I wouldn't like to.
Oblak would obviously have saved it,
of course he would have. Yes.
Don't you think?
He may well have done. Look, like the thing is, right? Sommer last night against Inter would have stopped it. Against Barcelona, he would have stopped. On Tuesday, he would have saved it. Sommer would, but 2 weeks ago, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have saved it. It's one of those. It's one of those that sometimes.
Donnarumma yesterday. I think Donnarumma would have saved.
Donnarumma would have saved that last night because Donnarumma was on fire last night. But when he was against City, and although they were dominating City, he was quite poor, Donnarumma, and he wouldn't have stopped it. It's just one of those. I don't think you could say it was a bad say or a bad miss by the goalkeeper. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not a goalkeeper. I've never been good in goal, so I don't know, Jarvis.
No.
My question is it too easy to be critical of him for the season that he's had? That would be my question.
Yeah. Personally, I think we all had it. We had enough of Onana, and but I'm not putting this on Onana, to be honest. One of
Here we
the
go.
key elements of tonight's game was ball carrying, and we could see a lot of our players carry the ball, and I see Amorim is starting to get a good mark on this team. A lot of you could see Lenny Yoro a lot of times. This instance, it's Ugarte carrying the ball, Dorgu carrying the ball, Garnacho. So a lot of them carrying the ball. And I will play this a little bit quicker, faster for you guys because it's a long clip. So you see Ugarte carrying the ball all the way, plays it to Garnacho. Garnacho tries to cross it. Here comes Dorgu, steals the ball from Bruno, and the shot is blocked. But the carry was quite good. I like what I see. Maybe he carried it a little bit too long. It should have just let it go a little bit quicker. I don't know, Stu, if you agree.
No, I'm with you on that. I think the ball carry
If I
was
take it.
good. The pass to Garnacho was good, but it made Garnacho stop a little bit. But the pull in from Garnacho was absolutely brilliant. If
Yeah, but
Dorgu had
Garnacho
let,
is out of options right here. He
he
can
is
take
out
on
of
his man.
options.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
one against one, but
he is out of options. A wonderful ball into Bruno because I'm sure it was going to Bruno. And if they just if Dorgu had let Bruno have it, I think Bruno sweeps it straight first time strike. I think Bruno probably makes the goalkeeper work for sure.
But what is Dorgu thinking here? He sees Bruno. He sees the situation. Bruno don't see Dorgu. I'm sure of it.
Bruno doesn't see Dorgu. I have no idea what Dorgu's thinking here. It was a nice little bit of skill though to get round, but then he just completely. His touch was heavy. I think Bruno would have been absolutely going, mental at Dorgu. Down. Look at Bruno's arm shape. Look at his body shape. He's ready to whip that. I'd have been fuming. But Garnacho did well.
Bruno.
Two things, exactly. Yeah, doing his Bruno thing. There's two things there. The carry was wonderful. The pass wasn't great because if he got the pass better and he played it in front of Garnacho, Garnacho's in one-on-one on the keeper. But anyway, he didn't. But Garnacho made something of it, Jarvis, and that's the key. Football's all about making something out of situations, and he did. So I'll give him a bit.
And we have to give Garnacho some credit because what he will be remembered for after this.
Thanks for watching, pal.
Yes, big up, Fred the Red, big up.
Thanks for watching.
And by the way, people, if you haven't, go check out Fred the Reds. He have a short channel on YouTube. A lot of like funny takes with funny voice and stuff like that. So give it a try. Garnacho tonight, he will be remembered for one thing, and that was the big chance he had one against the goalkeeper. He definitely should have scored that one, but let's have a look and analyze what actually happened. Let's see, we go here. I will slow it a little bit down so we have time to talk. Dorgu plays a brilliant through ball. Garnacho has a lot of time on the ball. I think he almost have too much time. And he tries to just chip it over the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Stu, you are a old striker. You have scored a lot of goals in your time. What would you have done?
I would have taken the shot there.
Okay.
So
like
if you go back,
out.
No, if you go back,
yeah,
play it. Keep going back. No, run it through. There, I would have taken the shot there. And do you know why? Although because you can't see it, you got the momentum, and the goalkeeper is coming at you. He will never be able to dive to his left-hand side to stop it. He could have curled it way around the keeper, and he would have scored. That's where I would have taken the shot.
It's almost like he stops.
He does. He gets under control. By which time the goalkeeper set himself. And he's a big goalkeeper. Yes, he gets it over him, but he was never going to get it the right side of him. So
maybe he should have just kept his momentum.
Well,
and
Jarvis, you know when we
pace
talk about if you go watch his
and go
feet,
around the goal
you
because
like
the
go,
goalkeeper is, as you say, is on his way out. Just kept his momentum
yeah,
this way with pace and gone past the goalkeeper and just put it in
you
the
could have
open
done
net.
that. Yeah, but if you go back again, and we always talk about 1, 2, strike. Watch his foot, watch his feet, mate. 1, 2, bang. But his feet stopped and he started to shuffle his feet. As soon as you shuffle your feet, then you've got a problem and you stopped your whole momentum, your body momentum, your body shape, everything goes out the window. So, you could argue, by the way, to get it over him, it was a good effort, but he should have scored.
Yeah.
Goals, absolutely.
Mostly own goals. Dan P comes in with, they say after his first touch, he has to go around the goalkeeper. And this
Again,
is
yeah,
what I
two
would have
schools of
done.
thought on that. Yeah, two schools of thought. Got no issue with that as well. Either way. But I would have
if
gone
you look
early.
at the goalkeeper here, he was high out of the goal. He's up here, and Garnacho received it, so there would be plenty of space just to go this way.
Absolutely. But at the end of the arrow, if he curls it in, he gets it in. On the far post as we would look at it. So to absolute both. Two schools. Really interesting.
And then he also said it should have been the first time though. The keeper will never be set to dive. There must be a gap to slot in. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that was,
and that was your take. Shoot early. So yeah, the devilish tacticos know their stuff when it comes to football. I should just sit there and read their comments. No opinion of my own.
No, they're absolutely amazing. Know their stuff. They know exactly what what to do. As Trevor said, Garnacho just rushed his finish. He did.
Yeah. He actually did. But this is Garnacho. He has no timing when it comes to his finishes. He scored last game, but we've seen this all season long. It's all about his clinicality. And he needs to work.
Dan's talking about Romario. The little Romario just toe poked it over the keeper. There, he's fucking brilliant. Romario was 1-on-1, and
Barcelona Romario or PSV Romario, because I think the PSV Romario was almost a notch better. I don't know if you remember PSV Eindhoven when he played in Netherlands.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For me, I just think Romario is brilliant up front. But for me, it'd be Ronaldo. Ronaldo was a different animal 1-on-1. Not Cristiano, but Ronaldo was a different animal.
R7, no R9.
R9 was a brilliant
one. Still, they were up 1-0. Now we made some subs and changed up the team a little bit, and I saw it right away. And this is where before the goals came, and I could see actually we were starting to play ball. See here, Bruno jumping over the ball, Lenny Yoro carrying the ball, even Højlund in some way or another managed to lay it off to Lenny Yoro, and you see here Ahmad.
Yeah,
plenty of space. Lenny Yoro overhits it a little bit. Yeah. Terrible ball, yes.
Yeah,
but I like
Yoro. Then was like, oh no, what do I do now? I've never been this far up. Help.
Yeah, but I like what I see. Look at this from Lenny Yoro. How he just
easy ball, wasn't it? It was a very easy ball. Like, I'm not criticizing him, but look at him. He's he can't be way. Brilliant.
But I think he wants to take the shot right here. He just wants to touch and just put it in.
Do you know, he could have. He could have, because he got that space. He just wrap your foot around it and give it a go. Why not?
But the pass to Ahmad. Yeah,
Ahmad's position was brilliant, though, Jarvis. His position,
but look at
the way he pulled off his defender was phenomenal.
If you look at Ahmad here, brings it back to Lenny Yoro, and Bruno takes the shot. So you could see right away we are starting to we have options going into attack.
You just see Yoro again. I'm having that. It's my ball. Brilliant. I thought Yoro was excellent. I thought he was good tonight, by the way. Yoro. I thought he's very good tonight.
Well, we could see it more and more now from the wide centre backs actually contributing into attack. So again, we see more of Amorim's mark when it comes to our attacking play.
Yeah, I think he's wanting Euro, isn't he, to do that? And the lads have, I was about to say the lads, Trevor's made reference to it, so's Nick. They've made some references to that.
Yours forward run were very impressive tonight. He got involved, which is a big plus, and I agree. And there's more when it comes to Lenny Euro. And for me, actually, we will talk more about it. But for me, I think he was one of the contestants for man of the match. And by the way,
God, yeah,
start
absolutely.
thinking of man of the match, because when you have gone through all the goals, we will
Yes.
make a poll. And I want your nominees. For me, I think it's Lenny Euro, maybe Mason Mount because he scored a goal. But you get to pick the last two.
Yes.
Yes.
Dorgo gets in for me. Dorgo is in with a shout tonight.
Okay. Dorgo, yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah, he's in with a shout tonight, Dorgo.
I just have to. Yeah, okay. This is the goal. Yes. This is a long clip because we had long attacks, a lot of options. So I will just play half of it because I can't play 10, 15 seconds.
No, not allowed.
So you see here, it's Luke Shaw on the ball, plays it back to Lenny Euro. And again, you see Lenny Euro attacking the space right away. It makes it difficult for the defender. So the defender needs to go out and push. And as soon as the defender moves out, you get this little gap of space here. And you can see Højlund running into it. And I like this counter movement. When a space opens, someone has to fill it. And it's good movement here from Højlund, in my opinion.
It's fantastic movement from Højlund.
Yeah. Lenny Euro gives
it's a brilliant goal. It just is.
You just need to see it all over again.
Euro's ability actually to carry the ball at speed is dangerous, and he's very quick across the ground. If you notice, with the ball at his feet. He's a big lad and he's very, very quick. And you're right about Højlund. Højlund's movement here was absolutely superb. He's got him. He's doing what we've wanted. He's got in between two centre halves there straight away. So he's hanging on the back, but he's got a yard on him slightly. Can you see? So he's got a yard slightly on him already. If Euro decides to clip that in, Højlund's favourite to get there. He wasn't 2 weeks ago, pal. No chance.
No, he's looking sharper. He's looking sharper in his movement, but it's his on the ball actions that's.
Agreed.
Right now,
but that is night and day compared to where he was 2 weeks ago. He wouldn't have been in that position, because if Euro decided to clip that, Jarvis, I bet you Højlund scores, because he's got the run on his defender.
And your comments on Lenny Euro, I would just say I made some comparisons 3-4 months ago that Lenny Euro is, for me, the new Maldini. But this is why I think, because he has the same momentum when he runs. It's like a big guy.
We've seen something tonight we haven't seen from him. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
We haven't kind of seen this tonight until tonight. And what I liked about him there was he didn't panic. He didn't try and go into the box. He trusted Mason Mount to do something. Brilliant performance tonight from Euro.
Fantastic.
It's a wonderful drag back. It really is. It really is. And again, look at Højlund. Højlund is in the right space at the right time. Look at him backing out my way. He's backing off and he's giving Mount the the room. It was a great goal that was. But Euro, credit to Euro, he did well there.
Yeah. It's great to see the players actually catching on and doing what proper footballers should do. And
yeah, exactly. We talk about these players being elite players, Jarvis. We talk about it all the time. And elite football, it isn't complicated. We know football isn't complicated. And what's really interesting is that when you take a chance in a game, or as I like to say, Jarvis, go rogue in a game. Yeah, it works. Sometimes it will work for you. So lovely to see
I will,
Højlund.
I will actually make a merchandise, a coffee cup,
Go
cup
rogue.
with Go Rogue and a picture of your face, dude. Go Rogue. So, guys,
That'd be quite funny, that.
keep an eye out on the merch.
Yeah, go rogue.
Trevor Wade comes in and says Euro. He looked extremely confident. I agree.
He did.
I agree.
He did,
Yeah.
Stephanie Griffiths is in the house, by the way. So is Luan France. Great to see you all.
Yes. Luan France and Stephanie. I love that name, Luan France, by the way.
And the
It's a
Mancini is back.
nice ring to it.
The Mancini is back. Stu calling Jarvis. Yeah, Jarvis calling Stu a mug. Nice. Well done, Trev. We missed that Monday, pal. We missed that.
Yes. I hope, Stephanie, did you watch the game at the pub, or did you watch it on the telly at home? Hope you had a good time.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a great night for football, and
football won at the end of the day, didn't it? You know, they put us through the ringer, as Manchester United always do, but we came out squeezing that towel as tight as possible.
The next is the free kick. Before we score that free kick goal, I just want to play quick through it, because this is Bruno, and this is what you get with Bruno. You know, we lost the ball, but Bruno, he intercepts it and wins it high up the pitch, and get the free kick again. So I like this when I see Bruno, you know, and maybe that's why Amorim likes him in the number 10, because he has the ability to sniff out the ball and actually steal it high up the pitch.
Yeah. Nice to see Ahmad putting his body in the line there. Didn't particularly win the body check, but it was good to see.
Yeah, but Ahmad is not afraid going into a tackle. He's not. Super strong. He's super strong.
Yeah, he is. He's a strong lad. Look, he popped him off balance, and he gave the player a problem there. Bruno was in on the loose touch, gets the free kick, and then the maestro pops in with his shoulder, gives it a little, just a little shoulder. That's all it was. I'm not going to go with my head, stuff like that. I'll pop it in with my shoulder.
Stephanie says pub watch, hence limited comments.
I hope you had a great time at the pub.
I hope you had a great time. Yes. And Joy Junkies comes in and say a mad game, that one. Yeah, it was a mad game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we need 3 more likes, according to Raymond Pierce. Thank you, Raymond, for pushing those likes. Yes, we need all the likes we can get, because we are an up-and-coming channel, and YouTube algorithms feeds on likes. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Massive 1,100 people watching.
Yes,
please.
1,151 watching us on X. Wow.
Yeah, loads watching. Wow. Please just drop a like.
That's a new record. New record on this channel.
New record for us, that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a new
record.
record.
I'm not used to all this eyes looking at me.
No, it is a new
record. Quite
shy. We are. I'm shy. Unless I've got the old Mancini on, Trev, as you well know, fella. Yeah. As you well know. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought I promised you I'd keep that quiet, Trev, but as you deserted me Monday, I thought I'd out you.
DJ Superfly comes in and say, just keep going, lads, because the content is awesome. As always. Thank you, DJ Superfly guy.
Superfly guy. I always get wrong as well.
I always say DJ Superfly, but yeah. A huge number watching, and well deserved, best channel on YouTube. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Trev. We have a question coming in from Boxing Straight Talk. Is the Europa League Final the El Sacico final?
It is. He's right. It is, because goodbye, Ange Postecoglou, is all I'm going to say.
Goodbye.
You were never welcome here.
Don't cry for me, Postecoglou. Okay, let's watch the free kick goal, Casemiro header. We all saw what happened. Bruno got the free kick. Now he's serving the ball into the box, and no one other than Casemiro comes on the ball and heads it in. That's actually a brilliant header.
It's a shoulder.
Is it a shoulder?
Yes, it's a shoulder, that. But the key to that, though, is the dip. He has to dip to get it, and it comes off his shoulder and it goes in. But it doesn't matter because it was a brilliant piece of play. Now, the interesting thing about that, and Bruno, actually, I'm going to give Bruno a lot of credit here. There was 2 players offside on the initial kick. So Casemiro, it had to go in off Casemiro. Otherwise, it would have been offside. Can you see it at the back post?
Yeah, it's an offside on Maguire, and I think
Maguire
it's Lindelöf.
and is it Mount or is it Lindelöf?
Yeah,
it has to go in off. I think it's Mount, but it has to go in.
Here. This number 7.
Mount there, sorry, it could be Lindelöf, but it has to go in anyway off Casemiro. Otherwise, if it's a secondary touch, it's a free kick. So brilliant piece of play.
No, it's Højlund, by the way.
Is it Højlund?
Yeah.
Now just watch here, slow motion. If you can see it, I'm sure it's his shoulder.
It's almost like he hits his shoulder, back of his neck somewhere.
Who cares? What a goal! Keeper had no chance with it. Absolutely brilliant.
But he actually he foresees it. You know, he knows the trajectory of the ball and bends down. So he tries. This is
George Junkies thinks it. Yeah, George Junkies thinks it's a header. You know, I thought it was a shoulder, but anyway, it's a goal, and that's all that matters.
Perfectly over the goalkeeper, couldn't be better.
Yeah,
and Casemiro again drags us over the line in a vital moment of the game.
That was vital. That was critical to the game. It was a really, really, really good goal. Really good goal.
It was. We have a quick question coming in from Trav. It's a Jarvis quick question. If Bode have won tonight, would you have had a Bode underpants on the United? Just asking for a friend. Yes, I actually would.
What Jarvis is what Trev is cryptically saying is, if you send him your size, he's got a pair ready for you. He's got a pair of glimped underpants he wants to send you. Actually, just a very, very quick one. If anyone remembers, I think it was Euro 96 or was it 06? Might have been 96. Anyway, Budweiser were giving away lucky pants, Jarvis. So there were Budweiser lucky pants, and they got 96 on the back, or 06. I can't remember which year, but I've been wearing them ever since to football. They're my match day shreddies, and they've literally fallen apart. The last game of the season, they literally, I mean, they
disappeared in the wind.
They disappeared, yeah. So absolutely love those shreddies. So I need next year. I need some new footballing shreddies for next season. So I'm going to go and buy some. I might get some Bodo Glimt shreddies just to join Jarvis.
Yeah. That might be cool. Anthony scored again for Betis.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah. They beat. So it's going to be Chelsea Betis final, isn't it? I fancy Betis. Actually, just a very quick one, Jarvis, before we go on. This came in early, and I thought it was a great comment from Amadis Free from the Harem. And he says, have there ever been 3 finals as good as this? Betis v Chelsea, United v Spurs, PSG v Inter. All going to be exciting to watch. I think he's absolutely spot on. I thought it was a great comment. And a really good question, actually.
Yeah, that's the... Who will be the favourites in these 3 games?
I would go Chelsea. Spurs will be the favourites. The bookies will make it. And I think Inter, because of the way they got over Barcelona.
Do you think Inter will be the favourites? I would say Inter is the underdog. If Dembele is fit, I think PSG has the edge.
I never had the Paddy Power pants. I never had them. But there was lucky Paddy Power pants as well. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I never had them. So, let's not talk about shredders anymore.
Is there any more to? Yeah, I have more footage.
We got 2 goals to go through. Yeah,
we have two goals, so there's more to come. And then this goal again is about ball carrying. As I said, we're starting to see Amorim patterns in this team. And Lenny Yoro on the ball, carrying it. Bruno winning it deep down on the pitch. Let me take it a little bit back. Here's Bruno passing it over to Lenny Yoro. And what is Lenny Yoro doing when he has space like this in front of him?
Well, he's going to penetrate it. That's what he's going to do. The main man.
But in old days, Man United, he would probably just pass the ball to Ahmad.
He would have, yes.
But what do you gain by carrying it and not passing it to Ahmad? Explain it.
Well, you gain space for Ahmad, which is brilliant, because as Yoro pulls it means that Ahmad's going to be in energy conservation mode, because he can just jog up alongside and he can then make the space. Because what will happen is he will pull the fullback out to the byline, allow that space into Yoro. Yoro can then decide, when he gets to probably the halfway line, decides whether he wants to go in field or out to Ahmad, continue his run. He might get the reverse pass from Ahmad and then get the crossing. To have a centre-back that runs with the ball, frees up so much space and frees up. And if he picks the right pass at the right time, it's very, very difficult to stop.
Yeah, you explained it brilliantly, and also he commits more defenders by doing it like this, because Ahmad is on his right. So
it's brilliant for Ahmad. Brilliant for Ahmad, that is. Honestly, to have somebody like Yoro doing it is absolutely fabulous.
And you see, he straight away, he knows what he's doing. He's not hesitating 1 second. It's just bombing on.
Look at the pace. Look at the pace. He's got 2 over there to the right. He doesn't need to go to Højlund. And Højlund's now. Look at Højlund. Højlund's looking for the pass into, is that Dorgu? No, that's Ahmad. Dorgu.
This is
Ahmad.
Dorgu. This is
that's
Ahmad.
Dorgu, yeah. So he's looking. He's already looking at Dorgu for the pass. That's good centre forward play again from. But look what Højlund's doing. He's trying to get the wrong side of the defender.
Yes.
Doing that before, it's brilliant. I'm so chuffed for him.
You're almost proud.
I am.
Maybe he's listening in to us every.
Well, I think he does. I think he listens to us more than the United, whatever it is.
We won't mention that name.
No, exactly. The United, whatever he is. But look at the choice that he's got, Yoro. Now, on this occasion, I think he delivers a ball too late. But that's an experience of being so deep into the opposition half. I think he should have delivered it a second or two earlier. That's my own personal opinion.
But Stu, actually look at the positioning of the Bilbao left back. He's facing the goal. And when you, as a defender, has to turn all the way around, you lose.
I say a lot, don't I?
Yeah.
Say a lot, don't I, about the turn, yeah. But he's still in quite a good position, the left back, as Abid. He's not in a bad position. But it's the overlap by Ahmad which causes them problems.
And I think Dorgu releases it in the right moment. He's quick.
Dorgu releases it at the right time. Look at Højlund, though. Look where Højlund is.
Yes.
Just watch him. Just watch him.
One centre back, two centre back. And where do we want a striker?
In the middle.
In the middle.
Exactly.
You've been saying this all season long, Stu.
I have. And then you get the cross. Here it comes. And there he goes. He does everything in his power to miss Højlund. And I think he's amazed that he actually got the run across. And I've been saying, if you run across, you're going to get the ball. Now, it almost hits his foot and goes in. But I'll give Højlund a bit of credit here, and I'm going to give Ahmad a bit of credit. For Ahmad to actually squeeze the ball into Højlund, right, is some piece of football. Because look how tight it is.
Yeah, super tight.
super
Super
tight.
tight.
And
Kadeem
my
Thomas,
man
big up.
and my man gets in there and he pops one in. You can't, you cannot have a go at Højlund because that's what a centre forward does.
No.
You can't have a go at him for that. It's what a centre forward does.
And Nick Mitris comes in and says Højlund has no one experience to learn from, and this has
Absolutely
been his
correct.
biggest issue. You
Yeah.
know, when I think we should have just kept Ruud trying to as a special coach for Højlund, because by God he needs a special coach, and now he's starting actually to learn. Is there hope? Could we keep him for next season?
Well, look, on what he's shown now, you've got to keep him around. You have to keep him around. I would keep him around. I would certainly bring in a Kane type player. Absolutely. I know people won't want Harry Kane, and that's fine. But I would bring in a Kane type player, an Osimhen type player over a Gyökeres, so you could learn what it's movement in the box. But we wanted him in that position all season, Jarvis. And he scored a couple of goals just recently, being in that position.
But if you look at his run, he almost overhits his run.
Yes, he does. He does. But we've always said, though, just get in the box. If you're offside, you're offside. Just, you can learn to time your. But look at the cross.
It's brilliant from Ahmad.
Yeah, and I think that's why Højlund wasn't kind of expecting it, if I'm being honest with you. He's put it away. He scored. And all you got to say to him is, you've got to be in the box to score. And we've always said that. Get in the box. If it comes off your arse, your dick, your knee, it doesn't matter. It's you score. And that's what he's done tonight. So you've got to give him some credit. You've got to give him some credit.
Yes, I'm giving Højlund my roses. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored a couple of goals now, hasn't he, like that, just recently?
Yeah.
In that type of position.
But, as today, his movement wasn't all bad. He had a lot of great movement.
He had a problem with his touch
on the ball that was terrible again. Yeah. So there are slight, small improvements, and maybe there is a striker in him. And Raymond comes in and say perhaps Ruud will come back as a striker coach. Yeah.
Well, the potential, is there, isn't it?
I don't think he will keep his job at Leicester.
I think he's gone in the summer.
Yeah. So I would take him back. I would take Ruud back as a striker coach, by the way, not as a other assistant coach.
But if Højlund can keep that measure of getting in between the two centre halves, getting, like I said to you a little bit earlier, his position just a yard off his centre half. If Yoro would chip that into him, Højlund's going to get the header. He's going to get a full header on goal. We're not seeing that from him, so I'm really pleased for him. To be fair, really, really, really pleased.
It's getting time to wrap up the show. We have the last goal. Yes. I know it's getting late for you guys. I'm so grateful that you are staying up and watching us. So this is the last goal. We saw it in the beginning, but this is yet another angle. You see the goalkeeper, Kepa, as I call him, gives it to Mason Mount, and Mason Mount just...
It's a great strike.
Yes.
Yeah, there's that. Go on, I'll hand it away. Can I just say, and I'm not going to go Højlund giddy here. Højlund makes the run, which makes the goalkeeper play the ball quickly. Hence he's miskicked it. But you still got a lot to do from there to put the ball in the back of the net. So kudos on both counts.
So we are through to the final. It was a great game, 7-1 on aggregate. Who would have thought? I was really... It was 50-50 when we started this semi-final, and we won the game quite convincing. Quite convincing, I would say. Spurs now in the final, but on this game now, I want your man of the match nominees. We have nominated Mason Mount because he scored 2 goals, and Lenny Yoro because I think he was brilliant today. But who else? Casemiro, is he one of the contestants?
For me, for me, it's Yoro. Okay, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
but we
my
need the
nominee.
nominees, and I will let the devilish
Sorry.
tacticos
So
decide.
my nominees are Yoro, Dorgu, Casemiro, and I want to give Højlund the nod, but I can't. I want to, I can't. But for his absolute, for his brilliance and his real impression on the game, you've got to put Mason Mount in there. From his impression on the game, you've got to put Mason Mount in there.
So, man of the match, what are the devilish tacticos saying?
Yeah, I'd love to know. Let me just, while you're doing that, let me just address this. She's okay. She's got a lot on her plate at the moment, but she's been doing a lot of college work. But she is okay. We do talk regular. She's not quite ready yet to come back online. And I know she was loved and well respected. But I'll tell her that you asked after her for sure. But she's good. She's okay. She really is. But thank you for asking about her, because she will appreciate that, DJ Superplug. Thank you.
Dog. Okay, so you have your 4 nominees: man of the match, Euro, Casemiro, Mason Mount, and Dorgu.
I think it's going to be tight.
Not Bruno instead of Dorgu?
Not for me tonight. I think Dorgu was a more consistent player tonight. Bruno was a little bit. It was a bit flustered on occasions tonight for me.
Okay,
and I haven't seen
with Ahmad also.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bruno nominated in the chat.
Nah, okay. Well, then we go for these 4.
Neil Driscoll, Ahmad again. You don't have to play 90 minutes for man of the match, Jarvis. We've done this before.
No.
Done this before. Jarvis has come on with 2 minutes to go and put in a man of the match performance. Aren't you, old friend?
I have put in man of the match in performance for 10 seconds. So that's
as soon as you walk on, man of the match. That's man.
So you're warming up for 90 minutes, and then you're like, get your goal.
He goes, where's the trophy? Where's the trophy? Where's the man of the match trophy? Brilliant. Absolutely.
Okay. So 7 votes in, and Lenny Euro is in the lead by 43%. Casemiro on 14%, Mason Mount 29%, and Dorgu on 14%. So get your votes in. I need more votes. Everybody needs to put a vote in. Who was your man of the match?
That's quite interesting, though, Jarvis. Would you not think? Because although Euro's winning, all of them have got votes, which is good. Yeah. It means they've all had good games.
I believe so, and I would also nominated Bruno if it were up to me, just because the way he put that free kick in and how he actually played the last 30 minutes or 25 minutes as a deep 8. I think it was brilliant.
Trev's done you one there brilliantly. Fantastic. Well done, Trev. I like that.
Yes. But nevertheless, I was man of the match. So
good to see you.
Hey,
yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, of course he'll take it. Jarvis will take man of the match. We've got a tournament. The business that I work in, Jarvis, we've got a tournament at Stoke City Football Club this month, actually. And I'm aiming to be player of the tournament. And if I don't get it, there's going to be trouble. I've already written to the IAAF and said, if I'm not player of the tournament, there's going to be trouble. Even if I'm rubbish, I want that trophy.
I see Raymond Pierce stopped. Jarvis Dupol, you're both stars. Yes, thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate that. Cass, great to see you. Thanks for joining us, pal.
Yes,
really appreciate it.
Cass. I hope your show went well tonight.
Have we had a raid tonight? Or do you think? Or has there been a raid tonight? Has there been a raid tonight by anyone?
I don't know what happened, because we have actually right now on X we have almost 1,200 people watching, so it's quite crazy. Okay, so the update on the vote. Lenny Euro, no, actually Casemiro is leading by 33%.
Really?
Ooh,
Excellent.
it's a tight race. Mason Mount on 33% and Lenny Euro on 25. Mason
Oh,
Mount actually up 38%. Wow.
nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
good.
For me, it was Lenny Euro all day long, but I respect the Devilish Tacticos. You know ball better than me. And we are on 49 likes on YouTube. So give us the 50th like and we will call it the day. Do we have
Yes.
any questions lined up for the end of
No,
the show?
no, not really. Let's have a look. I think we've gone through them as we've gone. Stephanie's popped a question in. Would you wrap United players up in cotton wool or bubble wrap until the Europa League final, and which ones? Absolutely, Steph. Yeah, absolutely, I would. Lenny Yoro being one of them, for sure. Casemiro, I'd rest Casemiro Sunday. I'd rest Yoro Sunday. I think we've got to rest Big Harry Maguire. He didn't have his best game tonight. I think we've got to rest him. Ahmad, I think bath time came in. Mentioned a really good comment about rushing Ahmad back. I agree, because I would start Ahmad in the final over Garnacho. That's my own personal opinion. So there are a few players that I would definitely. It's a great question. A lot of fans don't like it, Steph. But I think it's the right thing to do. Jarvis?
Yeah, I think you are spot on, Stu, when it comes to this. But I was quite skeptical bringing Ahmad back this season. Because when it comes to an ankle ligament tear, partly tear, the ligament weakens, and if it snaps, you're out for 10 months. So it's a big risk. But sometimes you just have to take a chance.
Sometimes you've got to do it. I did hear as well that they're quite comfortable on Delict, aren't they?
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back pre-season. So
yeah, so they're quite comfortable on Delict as well. So which is great news. So I would definitely rest. I would definitely rest the players. 100%. We've got to win the Europa League final.
Yeah, but you got to also keep the momentum going.
You've got to keep the momentum going.
In the mind at once. That's the problem.
But we got some great players. We could bring in Fredrickson. Comfortable, very, very comfortable. I thought Amas, when he came on, he looked good tonight. Yeah, I like what I saw of him. I wish he'd taken that shot on first time rather than cut back on himself when he was in. It was only a small window, but sometimes that's all you need. He's got a good left foot on him. I wish he'd taken his shot first time. I'd love to have seen him score. But I want to give Bilbao a lot of credit. I thought the way they came to play football tonight. They came to win the tie. And I like that. At 3-0 down, they didn't care. They came to win the tie. And I just think we should give a lot of credit to Valverde and a lot of credit to Bilbao, the players. I thought they deserve a lot of credit. It was a great, entertaining game of football in the end. Nerve-wracking at the beginning, but in the end, it was a great, entertaining game.
Yeah, we are on 51 likes. I think I saw someone say, and we have Dave coming in. Dave 147 coming in. Big up, Dave. Good to see you. And Raymond Pierce, he say he will create a new account to give us that extra like. But thank you. You don't have to do that, Raymond. But I appreciate it.
Half time is giving you some stick. Momentum. We haven't won the league match for 6 months. I do love that comment. It's brilliant.
Well, when I talk about momentum, I mean game time. Get the players going. We don't want to stop up. You can't wrap ourselves into cotton wool or as Stephanie said, up until the final. We need to keep ourselves match fit and keep the offensive, the attacking mindset.
Yeah, I mean there are players, Jarvis, that want to play. They'll want to keep. Mason Mount, for example, will be quite keen, I'd imagine, to keep going now. Now, he's come on and he's been one of the instruments that's changed the game tonight for us. So he'll be keen to want to go, but we need to have these players ready. I'd like to think the lads will go out, for a few days to Bilbao. That's what I would try and do, because if I'm not mistaken, when the Bilbao game's on, we've got maybe one more league game, or all the league games gone, and then we go to the Far East, don't we, for 2 matches?
We do. We go to the Far East. Yeah.
So I would like to keep these players as fresh as possible. And if we win, brilliant. But yeah, it's been a great night.
It's been a great night. I just want to wrap up with this goal because a lot of new people tuned in at the end, and let's just watch the Lenny Euro goal, or the Højlund goal. But I think this was the best goal of the night because of how we actually responded. And Bruno won the ball, gave it to, let's just watch. Lenny Euro, how he carries the ball, attacking.
Look at
the overlap from Ahmad. Lenny, the Dorgu, how he released the ball in the right moment, and even Højlund's movement in the middle of the centre backs, and how he actually managed to get in front of goal. It is quite a miracle, if I can say so.
I don't know how he squeezed it through. I know he got it between two sets of legs, didn't he? Well, three sets of legs, by the looks of it. God knows how he did it. And that's why I think Højlund wasn't quite prepared for it.
Yeah, but it was a fantastic goal. One of the best goals from this tie, I would say. One of the 7 goals. So, great goal. Lenny Euro for me, man of the match. The Devilish Tacticos has spoken. It's Casemiro with 36%. No, it's actually a tie between Casemiro and Mason Mount. So we have 2 man of the matches. So if you haven't voted,
that's acceptable.
Yeah, come on, give it to Mason Mount or Casemiro. But both of them were brilliant today. But if there's a tie, I would say I'll give it to Casemiro because he played the full 90.
Okay, we can live with that.
Is that fair?
Yeah, we can live with that.
Yeah. It's been a great show. Thank you, Jamie Wayne. He comes in and say, Noradin is live. You coming on soon? I might drop by Noradin channel and say hi and then stay for 5-10 minutes. So thank you for reminding me, Jamie. Bad Time, DJ Superfly, Trevor Wade, Nick Mitris with all these great comments. Who else was there? The Wizard. And we had a lot of
Nick. Got loads. Yeah, been loads tonight, hasn't there?
Gas was here. Raymond. Who can forget Raymond? Thank you. And by the way, people, after the show,
Neil,
go in the non-live section, give us a comment, and tell us your thoughts on the game. Who was the man of the match?
Yeah, give us a comment.
What was the best goal? What part of the game did you enjoy the most? And maybe your prediction for the final. So get your comments in. It will be great. It's been a great show. If you haven't, smash the like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We are on our way to 700. Eventually, we will go to 1,000 and maybe get fully monetized. That's our goal. And thank you, Stu, for coming on. And big Neil Driscoll coming in. Thank you, Neil, for always coming in early and staying till the bitter end.
Yes,
you're a legend, pal. You're a legend. And Kadeen Thomas, I forgot about the Kadeen. So
Kadeen, Pete Alien Tenno's been in as well. Pete, hasn't he? Dan
Johan.
What's his name? Sorry, Joy, you're gonna hate me for this. What's his handle?
Boxing Straight Talk. Amadis from Ram, Rasmus, the Red. Joy Junkies.
Joy Junkies, that's it.
Yes,
that's it.
Yes.
Joy Junkies. Great to have you.
Great to have you. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back when is the next game? It's Sunday. So
Sunday evening. Yeah,
Sunday evening, maybe. I have quite a busy schedule now the next couple of days. So I don't think I will have the time to do anything before the match reaction on Sunday.
I think it's going to be Sunday. I'm going to be struggling. Keith, we're hoping to get Keith Hackett next Friday.
Yes.
So please stay tuned for that one. Yes. So I think it's going to be Sunday. We're going to be back Sunday.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. And Neil comes in with a prediction: final 2-1 United. Let's hope so, Neil. Thank you for that prediction. And Stephanie, great show, everyone. Thank you. And we will be back on Sunday. So thank you. Go, Man United, or as
no, you can't say go. That's what
Papi used to say it.
Papi says, go, Man United.
Glory, Man United. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night. Bye.